Hey, here's me again, Wilrike Sophia, your intimacy activist from Exploring Deepen. And I would like to talk today about non-monogamy, and is that a choice, or monogamy? Is it a choice you make for like indefinite, or is it a temporary solution or even a temporary fix? Now, before diving into this video, little disclaimer. I want to say that I believe all relationships are valid, all relationship choices are valid, and there is no choice better than another. So I absolutely don't believe that non-monogamy is more evolved than monogamy is. And I don't believe going back to monogamy is then more evolved than polyamory or non-monogamy. I think every choice is valid, and I do believe the research that says human beings are a kind of animal that actually have a choice. You know, there are animals that are either monogamous or polyamorous or non-monogamous, and some are programmed that way, and we have a choice. We can either be monogamous or non-monogamous, and we can change our minds as many times as we want. That's an important thing. We can change our minds. We can always change our minds. And also, before we dive deeper into this topic, when do I use the word polyamory? When do I use the word non-monogamy? I tend to use the word non-monogamy because it's a broader definition. Polyamory is like a form of non-monogamy where people usually have multiple partners over a longer stretch of time. And non-monogamy can be so many other things. It can be swinging, it can be an open relationship, it can be, you know, having this thing for gangbangs in the weekend. You know, there's many different ways of doing non-monogamy. So for this video, I think it's more nudging towards the polyamory side, but let's stick with non-monogamy. And yeah, put in questions if there's anything you want me to discuss. I might touch upon it. So non-monogamy, is it like, you know, this is what I am, this is what I do, or is it a temporary fix or temporary solution? And why is that? It's a topic I've been talking about with friends lately. It's also a topic I've been thinking about quite a bit lately. Yeah. So, as said, I believe we have a choice. We can choose in the type of relationship we want to be. And some people for some people, being non-monogamous will be not a choice. It will be like how they're wired. Like some people are wired straight, some people are wired gay, and it's just who they are. So for some people, non-monogamy may actually not be a choice and may be how they're wired and how they want to live. And that's absolutely valid too. And for other people, they may, you know, move back and forth. They might be in open relationships one time and then be in a monogamous commitment the other time and switch back and forth depending on who they meet and the circumstances in life. So actually the most important part that I right away want to touch upon is that I think it's important to understand why you are doing what you're doing and to be transparent about that with the people you're relating with. Because maybe, you know, let's look at circumstances. For example, you're in a lockdown and your partner is in another country on the other side of the world. You used to be monogamous, but now you are so far away and you have no idea when you'll see each other again. So maybe life circumstances make you decide, like, you know what? We need touch, we do need sex, and it's not going to happen between us right now. Let's open up our relationship as long as we can't see each other so that we can at least have our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, all those needs met with other people. And then we'll renegotiate when we can see each other again. You know, that could be an example of letting life circumstances make you choose to have a temporary open or non-monogamous relationship, and then there is a beginning to that, there's an end to that, and everyone knows, right? It can also be like, okay, let's keep it close to home. Let's use myself as another example once again. I'm in a non-monogamous relationship right now. I'm in a relationship with Ben. Ben has another partner that he has for about 7 years, and that's his nesting partner, the person that he lives with. I live here with my children half of the time, and I don't want to live Like, I would like to have a nesting partner at some point. So at some point in my life, I do want to live with a partner. Is that going to be the partner I have now? We don't know. We don't know. Right now, it's not very likely because he's living with someone else, and that's a good home base for him. So I was thinking, so what does that mean? Does that mean that I might be in a non-monogamous relationship right now with this person, but is that then a temporary fix? Is that something that I want until I can live with someone else again? You know, also life circumstances. I live here in this place because it's relatively close to the father of my children, relatively close. I do this because I spend like 2-3 hours a day in a car. To their schools. My eldest daughter can bike to her school, so this is a very logical place to live. Also, I prioritize practicalities for my children over my personal preferences of where I live. AKA, I don't really like living here, but it's very useful and functional and practical, so I live here. It's a very conscious choice that I make for the time being. So this relationship that I have right now is perfect because I like being on my own, because I like having time with my kids, and because I like having time with Ben. And we can combine that because he has another home base, and he stays some days with me, and then he goes home again. Now I just brought my kids to their father. I have a little bit of time on my own, which now it works perfectly fine. But at some point in my life, my preferences might change. So I needed to know, like, this is a personal inquiry I've been doing the last while. I needed to know consciously, is this like a temporary fix? Is this something I want for the time being until my kids grow up, or until we get tired of each other, of course, or until I go and live at the place where I hope I'll live in a few years, or 10 years, I don't know. Do I want it different then? So is this a temporary fix? Because if so, I need to tell him. And my research, I concluded with my research, like, no, it's not a temporary fix. I am with him because I want to be with him. And it still may mean I might change my mind at some point, or he might change his mind at some point, or our life circumstances might change so that we decide otherwise about our relationship than it is now. But it's not the intention. It's not the intention that this is just for the time being. You know, and that's an important difference, I think, to communicate with the people that we relate with. Like, am I in this? Because it will make a difference. Am I in this indefinitely until one of us or both of us change our minds? Or am I in this for a bit? And again, as I said in the beginning, I believe all these variations are valid. I mean, you could be, like, going back to the lockdown, maybe you're relating with someone because they're in your COVID bubble, and you can be sexy with each other because maybe they're your housemate and you're living with each other and you're closer than 1.5 or 2 meters, whatever your government says anyway. And it makes sense to have like a relationship or something sexual going on. And maybe that is just for the time being until you can see your other lovers again, or then go on date and, you know, do your Tinder thing. It's important that everyone involved knows, right? That we all know. Because it might be a different commitment you have when you're in it just for a limited amount of time or for the time being. You know, some people can be fully committed and fully in it, giving a relationship their all, even though they know it might be temporary. And for some people, they may hold back a little bit. Yeah, makes sense? So I think it's wise. I think it's a good idea for everyone, whether you're in a relationship or want to be in a relationship, is to know what kind of relationship design you like. Like, do you want it to be monogamous? Do you want it to be open, non-monogamous? And why? You know, why? Do you have the tools? Do you have the resources? And why do you want that? As well as what is the outlook I have for this relationship? Is it indefinite, or is this a temporary fix? You know? And can I be transparent about it? And both is okay, both is welcome, both is good. Nothing is better or worse, but we need to be open about it. Let me know what you think. I'm curious what you think. So I hope you're all doing really well. And if you have questions, just send them to me somewhere and I'll answer them when I can. I hope you're good. I hope you're doing great. I hope you have the relationships you want, even in these times. And even if you don't have a relationship right now, this stuff is very useful to think about, you know, because there's, especially when we go into non-monogamy, it can also be an escape. And I've written about it before, and I've made videos on that before, like the pitfall of being in polyamory, or the pitfalls of polyamory or something. You can have a search on my website for that article. Because, you know, non-monogamy can also be an escape. And, you know, spreading is sometimes a strategy for, you know, for getting our needs met. And if that is all conscious and open and transparent, that's fine. Yeah. So transparency and intentions, isn't that just normal? I wish it was. I think for me it is normal by now, but I think for a lot of people in a lot of relationships, transparency and intentions are not a standard thing to talk about. So maybe you're watching this video and you're like, you know what? I actually never really thought about these things. I'm in this relationship and it just happened. Well, that's great. That's not bad. That's not a problem. That's, you know, amazing. Or you might think like, I am not in a relationship. I'm not really thinking about what is I want. But wherever you are, this may be an invitation to actually check your motivations. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I relating like I'm doing? Is that actually what I want? Do I know why my partner is in this with me? Do I know what they want? Maybe we need to talk about this for a bit. You know, not that there's something wrong, but to, you know, get transparency, and transparency brings intimacy. Yeah. So take good care. I hope this video was sort of helpful, and I made so many videos and articles about non-monogamy, polyamory and relating in general. You can find them on exploringdeeper.com or browse the videos here on my page. Yeah, just, you know, Exploring Deeper, Wilrike Sophia. I'm so easy to find. All right, take care, be good wherever you are. Sending you so much love. Mwah.